Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. San Bernardino is bracing for thousands more inmates to be headed to its county jails. And with us now to tell us more about this is County Supervisor Gary Ovitt. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Leslie.
Now, it's reported in the news the state's going to be sending these prison inmates to the county to serve time. Can you tell us more about this?
Sure. What has happened, obviously, is the courts, the federal courts have told the state level organization that you need to treat your prisoners better, and so realignment is basically has come out of that, has come out of the fact that they're having trouble with their budget. So what they do is try to shift responsibility down to the county. And so primarily we're going to end up with a lot of parolees, if you will, which we'll put on what we call probation. It's much different. We're used to having low-level offenders, nonviolent offenders that we basically oversee with probation. And so we're going to receive about 5,500 to 6,500 in the next 3 years. And so we will, for the most part, be overseeing them. We think that 70% of them are individuals that we can handle. We're used to them because they are supposedly nonviolent. But we find out that some of them in the past, they have a criminal record that's as long as yours or my arm, and that they in fact do have violent offenses behind that. And so that changes the thing a little bit.
So you're saying just because their last offense was nonviolent doesn't mean their previous offenses were nonviolent?
Exactly, and the reason they're characterized as someone that's suitable for what we're doing is that their last offense was nonviolent, but as you just mentioned, their history is not the same.
Doesn't this create a chain reaction effect if state prisoners are coming down to serve in the county jail? What about county jail overcrowding? What happens to the inmates who are already here?
That's an issue that we have as well. Do we in fact have to let some of our individuals out, our less offensive, if you will, offenders out? And so that's something that's looked at. We had a subcommittee that was formed with our Chief of Probation, Michelle Scray, and the Sheriff, the DA, and a number of other individuals, including some of the local police chiefs, etc. And they put together a good plan. We think it will work. We think because paramount to us is to make sure that we maintain our public safety as best we can.
So what is the county doing to deal with all these new criminals coming into our area?
Well, one of the things is we are building a jail, but we're not able to house that until we have the dollars to pay for the staff that will, the operations of it. And so we're not yet ready to open a new one. And so we do have some federal offenders that are in our jails. So do we in fact have to negate that contract with the federal government and say we can't take them right now because we have to utilize those spots? That's part of what the plan could encompass, certainly.
Now, this also puts an additional financial burden on the county. This is something the state normally paid for to house its prison inmates, and now they're county inmates.
Exactly. There are additional costs. It's a funded mandate for the time being. Whether or not it's a fully funded mandate, we don't know, but we are receiving some dollars to utilize towards that. We are able to hire some additional probation officers, and in fact we expect that each of the police stations within the county of our 24 cities will in fact have a probation officer to help them with that. The problem, of course, is that it's only a promise on the part of our governor, and so how long will that last, especially with the budgetary issues that they have at the state level?
Is this going to mean more cops are taken off the street to staff this
we don't think so at this point. We hope that we can keep as many out there as possible, obviously. Right now it just looks like probationary officers will be there, but there is an expectation that crime will increase because we are going to have a lot more criminals out on the streets who will be basically on probation and not housed in any prison, whether it be state level or at the county level.
All right. Gary Ovitt, thank you very much for the information. Don't know if I like what I'm hearing, but thank you very much for being here. And thank you for tuning in. Stay with us. More HLN right after this.